What is going on, Bombad fam? I'm here with the one and only Jerry Cable. Yes, right here. Look at him. Looks great. Fantastic.
Oh, you think I started that?
Yes, I still have my ComCheck reader. ComTech chip reader. I'm old.
It's been 2 weeks, Jerry. I'm glad you still own it. I'm happy to pawn it off.
It hasn't moved from the desk.
You know who would use? You know what? I don't even know. Maybe Biggs does have a comm link. I don't think he does, but it'd be nice if he did. You know,
if he does, it needs to be here right now. Like
yes,
that's the only problem. But if anyone has it, it would probably be Alex Damon. Maybe you think?
Yeah, no, I've been in touch with him. Hopefully he'll end up showing up. He's a real swell guy, and I hope they don't kill him off too early in his next movie.
Alex
really
or Biggs?
Oh, Alex.
Hey.
At the very bottom. Let's get us all full screen. Alex. Oh, that's even better. Just right above the sign. Look, I'm looking down at you. No, how are you doing, Alex? What's going on, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
I am dandy. We are glad to have you here, and we're talking about one of the greatest things in all of Star Wars. Yes,
I heard my ears were burning.
Yes. Does Biggs have a ComTech toy? I don't think he does.
No.
I think it's. Hold on. I think I actually have it.
That's the travesty beyond travesties. Then, because it's Biggs Darklighter.
Yes. Look right here. I got this Biggs, but I don't think they never made. Did they make anything else after? Does he have a Black Series yet?
He has not like the full scale one. I'm waiting on that one still. But I mean, I've got 3 Biggs figures in the flight suit, 1 in the cape, and 1 in in his TIE fighter pilot outfit.
Fantastic.
He's got quite a few action figures actually.
That's actually surprising. And what's funny? I know at at the school book fair for the school I work at, they had a book you could have bought, and I should have bought it, but it came with a Biggs minifigure of all things. And I always thought that was so strange. Yeah, I don't know why Biggs, but I mean, Alex could tell us why. I mean, this is the man. This is the man for
Biggs.
It. Of course.
He sells books.
If anything he's known for, it's that.
Door to door, or I'm sorry, no, I'm joking.
Yeah, he goes to the Tashi station selling books instead of just I don't know what he was doing. Frankly, looks like he was playing games.
Did you ever have anyone back in the day like come to your door to try to sell you like a textbook or whatever? My mother had that when I was in high school. It's like this was the 90s, right? Okay, or early 2000s. Like does anyone do that anymore? You know what I'm talking about? Is that Biggs Darklighter in the Star Wars universe going, can I sell you this book, this textbook on midichlorians?
Put it up on Tatooine before heading off.
How to hit womp rats in your T-16.
Hey, everyone's you got to make the money somehow, right? So you could do it.
Of course.
Yeah, you got to make that money. So
of course. Biggs is one of these characters that has to get brought up officially by Bombadcast, of course, with the expert below. Right down there. That expert. He is a huge Biggs fan. And before we really get into that whole discussion, there's something about secondary characters in Star Wars that is like, I don't think it's talked about enough. The fact that like most secondary characters are written in just as a little bit of an aid, or maybe even no point in all, like Zuckuss and Bosk. They're just there, and then they become these like humongous, crazy important things in canon. And I don't know why is that something that only happens in Star Wars? Because I don't see that in Harry Potter often. Like maybe 2 or 3 times I've seen that in Harry Potter, but every other franchise, Marvel doesn't count. You're
telling me you've never followed the story of Flingeldorp from he's in the background, I think, of the bank scene with the I'm gonna shut up. I know.
Sounded convincing. Sounded pretty convincing.
I was surprised I came up with that name right there, but it is.
That's pretty good.
Feels right.
Star Wars names. It's hyphens and apostrophes and stuff, and with you just go. What are some magical sounding names? And like make up some magic sounding words and shove them together, and there you go. Harry Potter. So there you go.
Okay, here's a good example of that. Zhao Yowza.
One of my favorite Harry Potter character, actually.
Yes. Yes. why is this something that we can talk about for an hour? Like, why is Biggs something that we can do this with? I don't understand.
I mean, I think that Star Wars, and this isn't really in the case of Biggs, but Biggs is kind of a separate thing where he actually did serve a narrative purpose. But yeah, you have characters like, I mean, I love Max Rebo as well, and he's just kind of in the background playing piano occasionally. And like, I think it's just that Star Wars puts a lot of effort into their background characters. I mean, they have so many creature designs and everyone feels unique. So even if you see it for half a second, you're like, that's a cool design. I want to learn more about that character, species, whatever. But it's one of my favorite things to talk about is just ask people like, who's your favorite like C or D list Star Wars character? Someone that like doesn't have any lines, but you just are obsessed with them.
I get that.
Dude, it's crazy because it's like you said, Alex, you know, the character design or just the creature design is cool. But even characters, like even like not so crazy, like elephant, dog, whatever. I just watched the Lego, was it the Yoda Chronicles, where they're like flying through the Max Rebo sign or whatever, like, oh no, is that an anteater or a dog? Oh, so fun. But like, it's the characters have character. It's like it's a weird thing. Me and Pete were talking about that one comment a couple episodes ago. You put the entertainment back in entertainment. You can't really say anything like that. But these background characters really do. Like, it's like there's a lot of like just stuff to draw you towards them, right? You know, I mean, also, I think that maybe, do you think anything of it has to do with like the merchandising for kids?
Definitely.
Like in the
Star Wars realm. Yeah, definitely in the Star Wars realm. Because like, I mean,
how many movies these days can you buy the two-headed alien announcer and Zhao Yaoza? Like just the guy who say, like, you can't do that for any other franchise, really.
No. And like I was Katie and I had gone shopping somewhere. And we were looking, and they had a bunch of Moloch toys just sitting there. It was like,
I still really want that one. That's still there. It's a sad. It's the, you know, they had the sad Constable Zuvio.
Yep.
Yes.
It's the sad Molochs, man. I want one of those because he looks big. I could hug him while I'm sleeping. You know, like anyway.
They're big. It is very big. I think
it's chunky. It's not chunky. It's chonky.
Chunky. Yeah, I don't know. I've grown to like fall in love with some of the people in the sequel trilogy, you know, like in terms of just background and not even secondary, you know. There's a lot of people that I gravitate towards, and like Lor Santek kind of has a Biggs feel, you know, in there for a moment, serves its purpose, then gone. And like, I love Lor Santeca, and I'm glad that we came up in a comic. And apparently the Santecas are going to be a thing in the High Republic. So like that's totally pushing. You didn't know that, Jerry?
No, I've been like off the grid for a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, and like that is it's kind of cool because it feels like before I got involved in Star Wars Twitter, whenever things surprised me, it was like, ooh, what? Oh, it's exciting. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. And it's like this old guy that's in there for 2 minutes, maybe. Well, and you're like, the Santecas are back? Like,
now
the Beverly Hills Santecas? What's it? No, but like it's you remember, like, Alex, you for sure, like all the speculation that went into the Santecas, but who like he was. Remember that like picture of him with like a cyborg face sitting at like and we were all like, what is this?
I remember people guessing that he was Boba Fett at some point.
Oh yeah,
he's Boba Fett, and he's gonna give Luke Skywalker his old lightsaber, and it's like no wonder this all crashed and burned. I'm just kidding. Go on. Let's go on. Save me.
Well, just like Lor Santeca, the name Biggs Darklighter is super badass. Like we can all admit that from the beginning. It's like Skywalker, but flipped. Darklighter, Skywalker. It's like this.
Well, like his first name is way better than Luke. Honestly, if we're being honest, Biggs Darklighter. It's like that is the dude that you wanted to hang out with in high school, right? It was like, okay, he's the cool guy who.
It sounds like a cool nickname.
It's the cool guy everyone liked, you know, and it's like, oh, Biggs's parents aren't at home. We're gonna go over to his house, you know. For you know, that's the
dude. I wonder if George had a guy he knew in Modesto that was because obviously Luke and Lucas are. I mean, you can't deny that. But do you think George grew up with a guy who nicknamed himself Biggs? And he was like, God bless, I want to be like Biggs when I grow up. So bad.
I haven't seen George Lucas in Love. Don't hate me. Is that part of that? Because I know that's like George Lucas and Modesto. I really need to watch that.
I do too.
But honestly, we should watch it, Scotty, before our live stream. That is, according to the World Between Worlds, will be coming later this evening.
Yes,
time you're watching. So, but dude, we should watch that before or whatever.
I wonder if George ever slipped up and called Rick McCallum Biggs by accident. He's like,
that was his nickname for Rick. Like,
Rick was a big guy. Rick was a pretty big guy. I mean, you know.
But it wasn't George who came up with it. Rick's just like, call me Biggs. Call me Biggs, George.
You fantastic.
Dude, call me Biggs.
So,
dense.
Like, Alex, I mean, I think you're one of the few people in the whole content creating community that can be associated with one character. And why this one character, if you don't mind me asking?
I mean, there's a couple of reasons. So I wouldn't say that my obsession for Biggs was like a lifelong thing. It actually, I think, does start with the name. I loved the name. And I got a beagle in 2009, and I was always like, God, Biggs sounds like just such a good dog name. Like it's the name for your best friend. And so I got this beagle. I named him Biggs. And then, like, every time we watch Star Wars, I'd be like, hey, look, it's you, and, like, poking my dog and making him watch.
Awesome.
And then I guess from there, it just kind of like snowballed into like a thing where I'm like, I think I do really like Biggs, and I'm gonna get some more Biggs merch. And it started as like kind of a joke because my dog's name was Biggs, and like it has grown beyond that now, where I'm like, if Biggs is in a new story, I am excited. If he's getting a new toy, I'm going to get it. But beyond that, like, I do think that there were some like underlying. I was always a fan of Biggs, just from kind of like the filmmaking point of view, where I didn't know what deleted scenes were in '95 when I was first watching Star Wars. Like, I had the VHSs. There were no DVDs with all this space to put deleted scenes on there. But I remember flipping through like a book and seeing a picture of Biggs and Luke on Tatooine and being like, that's not in the movie. And that's that guy with the mustache at the end of the movie that blows up. And like, oh, Biggs is Luke's childhood friend. I didn't know that. So I started kind of like, that was a little entry point into the fact that, yeah, like these secondary characters have fleshed out stories. And then it kind of became a quest of mine to find that deleted scene because it was on a CD-ROM.
Wasn't it like Inside the Magic? Was that it?
Yeah,
yeah.
It was Inside the Magic, Behind the Magic, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
And you had to, my friend had it. He had it in like a pack of old LucasArts CD-ROM games. And so we did like all the work to unlock it and finally watched it. And we were like, okay, now I see why they cut it. But still, like, we just had this quest. And so Biggs did become like this weird thing that I was coveting back in '95 when I wanted to learn more about Star Wars. But then still he was impacting the stories in some ways, where like Gavin Darklighter, his little cousin, is in the Rogue Squadron books. And I was like, oh, hell yeah, another Darklighter. So cool. And like, I love Gavin too. I really love those X-Wing books. So Biggs has kind of always been this weird part of my Star Wars fandom.
It's so funny because you wouldn't, I'm sure you would have had some love for him still, but it's one of those things where like you had to work to get it, and you finally got that moment to see Biggs and Luke have that interaction in the deleted scene. And like, it's such a weird folklore kind of thing to think that, before the age of YouTube, before the age of anything being shared on the internet, it was like you legit had to work to find that special moment. I don't know. Like, we all have our own weird moments in Star Wars like that. Like, I told Jerry this, I never saw the special editions, never seen any of them, until they came to Disney Plus. Cause I always had the Harmony ones, or I had just watched my VHSs cause I still had a VHS player hooked up. And like, there's moments like that where it's this weird awakening in your fandom. I don't know. Like, Biggs of all people became the thing you fell in love with. It's pretty awesome. I don't know. There's something to that. Like,
there's like a charm to Biggs too that, like, I don't know why I felt for a lot of people I feel like are just like, I know he's the character that's like what could have been, especially because he was Luke's friend, right? You know, like if they had like continued or whatever. I don't want to step on anything you said already, Alex, or whatever, but like just I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm just like I've been sitting here thinking, listening to Alex talk, thinking like, man, how cool would it have been had we gotten more Biggs, you know, somewhere, and it just it's. I don't know. This is me, I guess, jumping on your bandwagon, Alex, for more Biggs content.
Yeah,
it's crazy how intriguing he is with how like little we have him in the film.
Oh yeah,
but it is like, especially with the special edition of him like right there. I don't know. It's just all I can focus on right now. It's just like, wow, man. And now I am like, okay, let's get the novel. Let's get all that kind of stuff, and I guess I should just go read the Legends as well, because that sounds pretty sick. Like Gavin Darklighter. That's almost even cooler name. Gavin Darklighter. Oh.
There's nothing else like this in Star Wars, though. There's not many characters that had a whole moment completely taken out and then slightly teased at the end, and then of course his death is pretty dramatic. But like, I think Biggs is. I mean, especially for one of the biggest films of all time, not many people, can say Star Wars and not think of Luke or think of the first movie, A New Hope, anything, like when I think of Star Wars, that's probably the first movie that comes to mind, that or the Phantom Menace. But like for most people in popular culture, it's so weird to think that movie has a whole moment missing from it, that had to, get unearthed and found later to be used again. And I don't know I don't even know if George talks about it enough. I don't think he even brings it up. I don't even know, besides the fact that Garrick Hagen still talks about it, but I never heard George bring up the importance of his character before. I think he's a super important character.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just going to say, like, he is kind of the person that Luke lost in that battle. Like Luke loses people left and right throughout that movie. Loses his family, loses Obi-Wan, and then in the Battle of Yavin, it's like he's got another connection to home that no one else was going to die, no one else significant to Luke, because obviously he saves Yavin, he saves the base, but he still had to, I guess, lose somebody, which people don't talk about the book Heir to the Jedi a whole lot, which it's not great, but yeah, there is a moment in there, like, or more than one moment where Luke grapples with like everyone that he just lost, because it takes place right after A New Hope. And I was like, this is nice to see Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru and yes, Biggs all acknowledged. Like, I just lost 3 people I've known my entire life over the course of like 2 days.
It's crazy. There's not many Star Wars characters that have that moment besides Leia. They're the only 2, I think, really, when it boils down to it. I mean, Anakin had a moment
lost
like
more, but
yeah, Leia lost a lot more. You're probably right, but like, I don't know. Biggs is there, so much of that movie. I mean, he should have been there so much of that movie, and in his last moments, it's actually the music cue is pretty important. Everything's big. It's not blown away like Porkins is kind of just like, he's dead, and like a Wedge has a scary moment, but like Biggs's death. Like, that's when Luke looks back and he's like, oh, man, like, Biggs is gone. What were you going to say, Jerry? I saw your head move.
Well, I was nodding in agreement with you. And all I was going to say earlier when I was trying to get Alex, I was trying to drown out Alex, was I was going to ask if the gentleman, like, what's the gentleman's name who plays Biggs? Does he still have a mustache? That's literally all I was going to ask. And so,
no, not the last time I saw him.
I'm not some deep well of knowledge, I promise.
I watched Garrick Hagen's interview actually at 17 when he was there at Celebration, Alex. And he goes, I should have. I don't know where he's from, but his voice is incredible. Like, he is like the classic old man voice, but that's how Biggs kind of talks. It's hard to explain. But Garrick Hagen has his name's also Super Star Wars, huh?
Right?
Oh yeah,
like Delvin Smooth.
Yeah, it's smooth, but it's got an oldness to it that you don't
like a fine whiskey, like,
kind of
burns a little going down, but I don't know what I'm talking about.
Like, I don't know, like with Garrick Hagan, he even mentions in the interview, like, I should have brought my mustache. So I don't know if that mustache was real the whole time. I don't know if that was real, but maybe
it has to be. I refuse to believe it's
fake. But what if, though, there is some lost, like, holy grail of Star Wars props, and it is Biggs Darklighter's mustache?
Well,
what would you do for that mustache?
I'd go full Indiana Jones on that. I'd break into Lucasfilm. I'd run away from a giant BB-8.
Could you imagine? That'd be incredible. I don't know. That'd be amazing. So what I wanted to do real quick while we're all on here is I'm gonna actually play the deleted scene that Alex discovered as a small child. And I don't know if Alex is going to cry on camera. I mean, I hope he doesn't, but he might. I mean, we'll see. I hope he doesn't. It would be rather odd.
We'll give you a moment to compose. After.
Yeah, we'll take you off the stream. We'll let you wipe your tears away. But this is the deleted scene that should have been in A New Hope. Now, can everyone see it? Does it look good?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, look, I'm going to click play. This is right when he arrives at Tashi Station. And Alex, I wanted to ask you before we start, if you could, his face is completely obstructed by that thing. If
Mike Wazowski down there.
I will make you big real quick, Alex. If you could, would you renew your vows there?
Oh, on that set on the at Anchorhead.
Yeah, Anchor.
Yeah, sure. I don't think Molly would go for it because she knows that my mind would be elsewhere the whole time.
This is less about us.
Yes. That would be incredible. Oh man. All right. Well, we're going to watch this scene together, boyos, and we'll see. I will remove this thing so you can actually see Alex's nice face. Because all I see. There we go.
I just want to see the beard, the facial hair.
There we go. All right. Luke is arriving here at Anchorhead.
Get those power converters.
Hey, come on, shape it up, you guys. Biggs! Hey! I didn't know you were back.
Oh,
Come on. Just now. Okay. I never expected you to be out working. Well, the academy didn't change you much. Oh, I almost forgot. There's a battle going on right here in our system.
Not again. Forget it.
What's all the noise
Come back down here and play the game.
I think women's caught too much sun.
There they are. Let me see.
That's no battle, hotshot. They're just sitting there, probably afraid of tanker refueling.
I love that. Hotshot. That's such a classic, like, dad phrase. Come on, hotshot. He's got such a sick voice.
He looks so cool. Like he has
does.
Maybe the best costume in A New Hope.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a terrible Star Wars fan. I don't think I've ever seen this. Now that I'm watching it, I thought I had.
What? Jerry?
I would not be opposed to it being back in right now, frankly. So there we go. Go on.
It gets better. So, like, I don't know. I just love the way, like how endearing it is. Like, look how
like the inside there felt like if that feels like to me, like inside Echo Base almost. Like it feels a little like there's a lot going on and stuff. It's got that lived in. Anyway, I don't know. I can't believe I'm discovering this for the first time. I've known that Luke's Gilligan's Island hat exists, but you know.
Yes. Using a lot of promo, but look at Big dude. He's got the cape like that.
That's sick, man.
It's too many clothes for the desert, but it looks good.
It
looks great.
Everyone knows that to keep the heat out, you got to wear more clothes. So. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get this ball rolling again, but like the pants almost look leather. Like he looks fantastic. All right, let's see.
That's no battle, hotshot. They're just sitting there, probably afraid of tanker refueling.
But there was a lot of firing earlier. Hey!
I tell you, Luke, the rebellion's a long way from here. This planet, big hunk of nothing.
I doubt if the Emperor would even fight to save the system.
Hey, you watch it.
Don't worry about it for me.
Dude, his voice. I'm just gonna say it again. His voice is so sultry. Come on, Luke. It sounds unreal.
Hey, that's shot.
And I never noticed old girl. What's her name?
Cammy.
Alex or Jerry. Yeah, Cammy. I don't. It sounds weird. It sounds like I don't know. I don't know if I like it. All right, we're gonna keep it going.
It's Ray's mom.
Right? Yeah, it is.
Sorry, I'm a little too. I told you guys I was behind.
It's the old woman that asks, "Who are you?"
I have seen people throw that idea around.
Yeah. Well, we know the Tatooine sun really ages you. So
yeah, cool. All right, let's keep it going, kids.
So close I thought I was going to front my instruments. As it was, I busted up the Skyhopper pretty bad. And Uncle Owen, furious. He wound up grounding me for the rest of the season. You should have been there. It was fantastic.
You ought to take it a little easy, Luke. You may be the hottest bush pilot this side of Mos Eisley, but those little Skyhoppers are dangerous. Keep it up. One day, whammo, you're going to end up a dark spot on the downside of a canyon wall.
Look who's talking. You've been hanging around the Starfleet so long, you've been sounding like my uncle. You know, you're getting a little soft in the city.
I've missed you, kid.
Hey.
Yeah, well, things haven't been the same without you, Biggs. It's been so quiet.
What'd you say, Jerry?
He jumps off a stage like a front man. Like I just, sorry, that was just so sick. I can't believe that I'm just discovering this because this is not supposed to be about me. Holy crap, that's amazing.
It's something. Love this. Their chemistry is like next level.
Also, have you ever heard Mark Hamill? Like he doesn't sound like Luke Skywalker and some of those persons. Like, hey, you know, he's trying to sound like Biggs or something.
Okay, let's talk about that. Hold on, I gotta bring it up before we keep watching this. We've all had that friend that we love, and like they show up to a party or you're at school, whatever the situation is, and they walk up to you, and you're like, "Oh, look who's walking in!" We all Jerry.
No, I meant you want to be like me. That's the thing.
Oh, that's exactly what it is. I start talking like you. I start talking like this, and I'm.
Oh gosh, I'm out.
No, but in all seriousness, I know we've all. Oh, did he actually? Oh, bye, Jerry. We've all had. Okay, we've all had that friend, right? I mean, we've all had that bro that we're like, "Yeah, dude, what's up, dude?"
Yeah,
it's such a special thing to have, and like. Not many moments of Not many moments are like that in Star Wars, at least. I don't know. Like we talked about it before, Alex, but the end of A New Hope when Biggs and Luke see each other, they're like, "What's up?" They're like shaking each other. It's a lot like Finn and Poe in The Force Awakens. I don't know if that was conscious, but do you not remember that? I said that before.
Have you said that before?
Yeah.
I'm not listening. You should know that by now. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Continue.
All right, it's fine. Look, I'll get this pull back up. We'll get to this.
I like how much you guys like this scene. Like, I'm actually someone like, this should not have been in the movie.
Don't get too excited about it, Alex. Because remember who one of my favorites is. I mean,
there he is.
Everyone hates this guy. So
it's like I like watching the scene set apart, but I think we'll just keep going.
You know, it honestly. Okay, real quick before he starts it. The thought I had, okay, soapbox. The thought I had right there with that whole conversation between him and Biggs, that is like straight out of the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, or like give me a Disney Plus series of young Luke in the desert just for a season. I don't know, just give me like that, like I don't know, something about that excites me. Like young Luke, the adventures of young Luke and Obi-Wan, which would probably fit, like just have like a little bit, maybe not a whole series, but I don't know why, but that was just really jumping out to me right there. Like
I get that. Like
I would watch the heck out of that. Like that was perfectly in that for me. Yeah.
And they're both really giddy to see each other, but this next part's pretty cool because what they talk about and how like it's presented. So Jared, I'm gonna let you have your moment because I'm shocked you've seen this. This is amazing.
I thought I had, but apparently that was a fever dream. So continue.
Let's continue the dream.
Continue.
You've been hanging around the Starfleet so long, you've been sounding like my uncle.
Oh, then you're
getting a little soft in the
stage jump. Cool.
Yeah, I had to bring it up again.
I've missed you, kid.
Yeah, well, things haven't been the same without you, Biggs. It's been so quiet.
Luke, I didn't come back just to say goodbye. I shouldn't tell you this, but you're the only one I can trust. See, I may never come back, and I just want someone to know.
What are you talking about?
I made some friends at the academy. When our frigate leaves for one of the central systems, we're going to jump ship and join the Alliance.
The rebellion?
Quiet down. You got a mouth bigger than a meteor.
I'm quiet. Listen how quiet I am. You can barely hear me.
I has a friend on Bestine who might help us make contact.
You're crazy. You could wander around forever trying to find them.
I know it's a long shot, but if I don't find them, I'll do what I can on my own. It's what we always talked about, Luke. I'm not going to wait around for the Empire to draft me into service. The rebellion is spreading, and I want to be on the side I believe in.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm stuck here.
You'll get your chance to get off this rock. You're going to the academy next term, aren't you?
Not likely. I had to cancel my application.
What for?
My uncle needs me.
Oh.
No, I'm serious. The Sand People have been getting really crazy. They've even raided the outskirts of Anchorhead.
Come on, Luke. Your uncle could hold off a whole colony of Sand People with one blaster.
I know. But we've got almost enough evaporators to make the place pay off. I have to stay one more season. I can't leave him now.
What good's all your uncle's work if the Empire takes it over? You know they've already started to nationalize commerce in the central systems? It won't be long before your uncle's just a tenant, slaving for the greater glory of the Empire.
No, that's not going to happen here. You said yourself the Empire won't even mess with this old rock.
Things can change.
I wish I was going. Are you going to be around long?
No. Leaving in the morning.
I guess I won't see you.
Maybe someday. I'll keep a lookout.
Oh, yeah. Did he spank him?
I see. That's what I actually just was thinking, but
I never noticed that.
It was just a back pat.
It was pat on the back. It was just the way that Mark's like hips, I think. Went forward. Go on.
I want to see that again. Hold on. That was incredible.
You completely ruined my mood though, because this is epic. Oh my god.
No, it really is very kind.
I forgot.
This is a side of Luke that we've never really seen either. You guys, everyone in the world has seen except for me. But it just, I would include it, but I also am okay with the guy who you can see down his throat and Return of the Jedi. So go on.
I mean, there's like pacing issues. I think that there would be with the movie, but I forgot like how much is thematically in this and all the politics in it, which it's just like very, very spelled out in this scene.
Like I didn't realize there was one line that's really good foreshadowing that I had never noticed is when he was like, you never know, when he's like the Empire could end up here, and he's like, you never know, Luke. And I'm like that is pretty sick because the next 15 minutes of the movie they're all trying to kill everyone. You know, this is really good, but I got to see this pad again because it looked.
I want a Lucas cut. I want a Lucas cut with this scene in.
Give me the George Lucas cut.
Give me
glory. No, that's not going to happen here. You said yourself the Empire won't even mess with this old rock.
Things can change.
I wish I was going.
Things can change.
Are you going to be around long?
No. Leaving in the morning.
I guess I won't see you.
Maybe someday. I'll keep a lookout.
Yeah. I'll be at the Academy next season, and then who knows? I won't be drafted into the Imperial Starfleet, that's for sure. Well, take it easy, buddy. You'll always be the best friend I've ever had.
So long, Luke.
That is where Alex will renew his vows.
Is that called unfriend zoned? Where he's like, "You're my best friend ever," and he's like, "See you later, Luke."
Oh man, there's something to this. That is no. I agree. It's funny that I know it's a very 70s way of handling something to me. You know,
it's very Star Wars. It's that soap opera feel, right? You know.
Yeah.
And I kind of love the whole where he's like, "I guess I won't see you again." It sounds almost like a kid, but it's. I love the sincerity in it.
Because it's true. I mean, if this dude was going to the Alliance, he could possibly not come back. I mean, for real.
I'm just kind of like that. The delivery is a little like at first like, oh, is he a kid? But then it's like I kind of love that delivery, frankly.
Yeah,
it is this weird thing. Like he's 19, but he was also just talking about being grounded by Uncle Owen.
Yes.
But they're very strict there on Tatooine.
He was probably meant to be younger in A New Hope originally.
I was going to say, do you really think that let me get us back a little bit bigger, boys. Do you really think that
how much more is left? I'm sorry, I'm like enthralled.
I think that's actually it. Let me. Okay. I'll make sure. Real quick.
No, it's fine. Let's stop. Let's just keep going.
Well, what I wanted to say was it's really weird because I would imagine Biggs. Now, the way Biggs looks, he looks like 10 years older than Luke. Is there a canonical answer, Alex, as to how old comparatively Luke is to Biggs, or Biggs is to Luke.
I want to say that Biggs was 2 years older, but I have to look it up now.
That is a man. Damn.
That Tatooine son, and then just 2 years makes a lot of difference at that age. So
yeah, like I don't know.
No. He was born by 19 BBY, so he's older than Luke, but
nothing specific yet.
Okay, in Legends, he was 5 years older than Luke.
Oh wow! Well, that makes sense.
That feels right.
Yeah, I mean, 20. If I was a 19-year-old talking to a 24-year-old, it'd feel like a kind of like that's my cousin Troy. He's 5 years older than me, and there's a little bit of a difference there in terms of maturity and in terms of like understanding certain things, and it's easy to admit that, but like this scene in particular is super cool because it's kind of all there. I don't know, like a freshman in college versus a college graduate. It's like a completely different human being.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much as if you were like your first day at college versus your first day at the real world after getting your degree, like that. Very interesting. I never thought about it this way.
I mean, Biggs has been off at the academy. He basically went to college.
Yep.
And
yeah,
you're right.
Well, if you've ever had the experience of having a friend from high school go into the military, then come back to visit you on their first leave, it's almost like they are so buff and like so like they are a man, and you are like, yeah, I'm getting my degree. Is what it feels like, frankly. So it's accurate. It's pretty accurate.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. And also at this point, Alex, he had already done his mutiny and everything, right? This is like after all that.
Yeah, kind of.
About to leave or something.
The timeline is very iffy in Legends. I think in canon right now he's about to leave. And the mutiny has been mentioned in some source books. I don't know that we can definitely say it happened in canon right now, but in Legends, it was like I think he's already a part of the rebellion, but he tells Luke like, "Oh, I'm about to join," like to keep him safe or something.
It's just
big brother looking after little brother.
Yep.
Yeah. And Jerry, now that it's actually your first time seeing it, can you actually? No, seriously, like what? How did it feel? Because I've seen it like maybe 6 or 7 times. I imagine Alex has watched over 100.
I just never got my hands on the CD-ROM, I guess. I mean, I remember watching whenever the Blu-ray came out, the Falcon Sandstorm scene, like a couple of times.
Yeah.
From Return of the Jedi, because I mean that was just sick. Like
it's amazing.
Han with like they look like they're in Mad Max because they got like the goggles and like the ponchos and stuff. It's sick. But
what was it like?
I kind of love it. Which is no surprise. I'm the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Zhao Yao's a whatever guy, but to me, there's some meat in there that, like you said, Alex, it may not. I don't know if it would exactly fit in A New Hope the way it is. Like if there was like an extended cut or something, I would watch it. It would feel like watching the 4-hour Siege of Mandalore and Revenge of the Sith thing pushed together, probably. But I kind of love everything that's in there, frankly, because it gives Luke that it makes him feel more like a kid, which I know it's like, he's supposed to be 18 or 19, but like also it really feels like he's a little sheltered, by his aunt and uncle. And that really kind of, it's like he's got the friends and stuff, but they are just kind of like, oh, whatever. I don't know. I really love how to me, that makes, that adds so much more. Well, obviously, because it's giving them more time together.
Sure.
That adds more tragedy. Like I felt my heartries being pulled talking about, I'll see you soon enough or whatever, which is that classic, like Star Wars is equal parts. People always get mad because they want it to either be super serious and not cheesy, or they don't believe that the cheese exists. I don't know. Like it's Star Wars is like serious and fun, but also like crazy cheesy in moments. Like it's soap opera, right? It's a space opera, and it's old Adventure Time serial. It's Saturday morning cartoons from the 80s, man. Like it's just I don't know. It's mustache twirling villains and all that. And to me, I kind of like that. Heavy. It's not so ham-fisted that I feel like they're beating me over the head with like a honey glazed, it's that sweet spot of Star Wars cheese where it's like enough to maybe eye roll for me. Like, oh, okay, that's kind of that. This wouldn't be in like an Oscar-winning film, but it's maybe that modern mythology sweet spot that Star Wars kind of hits. I don't know.
I get that. That's a good point.
Where sometimes it's more. Sorry, but go ahead. Oh, it's just
you're on a roll. Keep going.
Sometimes it's more. What is it? It's less literal what we're watching, and it's more like here's the idea that we're trying to.
It's for you, yeah.
It's a little more abstract.
Yeah.
Here's the idea we're going for, and that's part of what makes Star Wars so great and interesting, right? Is it's not all about they said exactly this, and so it should happen exactly like that. Well, no, it's more I'm getting across the idea more than you guys get what I'm trying to say.
Yes, no, I get it.
More thought for thought than word for word kind of a feel and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. The soapbox is done. It's done. So go ahead. Alex, please enlighten us.
Oh, no, I was going to just like that. It's been a while since I've watched it. And I remember it being a lot worse, honestly.
Yeah.
A lot more cheesy. Like the acting, I still think isn't quite up to the rest of the film. It feels a little off if you were to edit it back into A New Hope.
Sure.
But like I really do like the content and like what the scenes are about. I see why they cut it, especially like pacing, and I think it just feels a little off. But I really do wish that like maybe if they had just nailed that scene a little more, it could have gotten into the special edition.
Well, okay. Let me pitch this to you. Rogue One style, almost parallel storytelling right up to, but like a Disney Plus either
it's ridiculous
mini series, like a limited series like the Obi-Wan thing, but about Biggs.
Sure,
it's like a Rogue One style thing. This is him going parallel to A New Hope. I'd watch.
Obviously, I'm into that.
Well, you're into that, but I mean, like, that doesn't sound like something that's like crazy niche, though, that no one else wouldn't watch, right?
Oh.
Like, that's kind of like a modern way of telling stories, especially like if you that's how you pitch it to an audience too, right? To the not as Biggs in like the audience who aren't as into Biggs or don't know who Biggs is, the normies or whatever. You pitch it to a casual fan by saying like, this is parallel to A New Hope. It's what Luke's friend was going through and stuff. It's this guy with the mustache who dies at the end and stuff. Like, it's just, I don't know. It sounds dumb now that it's out of my head.
No. There's something to it.
I would please, Lucasfilm, if you're like Kathy, Pablo, guys, anyone, Alex, you've got use your shill card, man. Come on.
Yeah. I'm cashing it in.
Yeah.
Well, like we were talking earlier before we were recording about like Star Wars Rebels. There's the episode where they break Wedge out of the Academy, and they talked about how they were going to initially make it all about Biggs, and then they're like, that doesn't quite line up with what happens in A New Hope and in those deleted scenes. So they went with Wedge instead, which is all fine. But like Biggs did have a cool defection story in Legends, and I think it would be a good thing to explore. Someone who hasn't really been affected by the Empire so much. Like Luke isn't all that worried about the Empire at this point. Tatooine's not overly affected. So someone who uses the Imperial Academy to get off of their podunk world, and then as they're going through indoctrination and stuff, they're like, oh, I don't think I'm about this. and seeing that turn, and then the defection, and actually I think the From a Certain Point of View chapter about Biggs mentions the Rand Ecliptic, which is where he defected. So the groundwork is there. They can flesh it out.
Well,
for real.
I mean, the Cassian show, I'm just saying, not to say that the writer, whoever's writing, it's like, gotta throw Biggs in there.
Got it.
But this could be the way we maybe Cassian helps him with the mutiny. He could rewrite canon, but I mean, be sick. It'd be really badass. I mean, it would be amazing if we got, in some way Biggs showing up in live action for once. And even, you know, like almost in Rebels, just that much closer in Rebels. And I think, you know, if they're looking to, I don't know, maybe they give him, like you said, Jerry, parallel storytelling. Maybe Biggs can have this huge moment that would honestly give more credence to this deleted scene. Well, you know,
especially because it seems like from the perspective of A New Hope that he was a part of the rebellion for like a day.
Yeah.
But again, timelines. Who knows how time works in Star Wars? Was it that Matt said that one time? He's like, time in Star Wars is based on what the story needs or something, right?
Especially hyperspace.
Yeah, which is like, I'm like, cool. Tell me a good story. You know, like I like that. I like that. Yeah, I don't care. You don't have to like give me the breakdown chart. But I will also take the breakdown chart if you have one. But what I was gonna say, the best part of Resistance was where it started running parallel with Force Awakens, right?
I agree.
That guy
was the best part of the whole show.
I was on the edge of my seat, like I know what's happening, but it's like to see again from his perspective, Kaz in that situation where that was his home planet getting destroyed. That just kind of added more to that too. So anyway, I'm always down for Star Wars parallel stories, like in any form. Give them to us. Anyway,
well. In terms of parallels too, there's something that has to be said, but like he is like the original Lando, and I don't mean that in any bad way. Like Billy D is smooth in his own right, but like in terms of the look and aesthetic, it almost looks like they were like, all right, let's put.
Do you think that
Garrick Hagan's old clothes on Billy D because they're the same exact size? And this is going to look and sound great, you know? Come on, Luke.
It's adding more credence to your theory that George knew some cool, like he was literally like some cool dude who had a mustache and wore a cape.
Must have worn a cape, like
because it's a theme.
There is a theme.
So everyone's like, George, do these people need capes? He's like, oh, the coolest people wear capes. Like, I don't think that's true, George. Like in Modesto.
Only the coolest person in the world can really pull off a cape, frankly. I mean, and not get laughed at. Just see Billy D. Williams walks into a grocery store wearing a cape. No one's going to even question it. I mean,
like, yeah.
You know who else wears capes? Another thing you could bring up real quick.
Krennic?
All the Alderaanians, though, in the deleted scene from The Phantom Menace. That is the weirdest thing, by the way. I don't know if y'all have seen, Jared, have you seen that one?
Probably.
I can end the show with that.
It's
the greatest. Time. It's like Bail Organa's in this like giant, like he's like, I remember
he kind of has like kind of a like poncho cape thing, especially even in Rogue One, you know?
Yeah.
Something more Jimmy Smiths in capes too. By the way, like just you can never get enough Jimmy Smiths.
Imagine
men with very trimmed facial hair, like Alex.
Yes.
In capes in Star Wars, please put Alex in a cape and put him in Star Wars.
Could you imagine Biggs and Bale having a conversation about capes? Number one, that'd be pretty sick. But I don't know if we'll ever get it. It's something a band can dream.
If we get two characters literally having a conversation about capes in Star Wars, I can die happy. Like it's just that would be fantastic. I don't think that would be too meta at all. I would love that.
I'm totally into it.
I like your cape. I like your cape.
We got close. We got close with Lando and Solo, I think. Just them talking about like this is a lot of capes.
Speaking of, George directed that scene. George did the cape scene. Oh my God, we're opening up a whole thing now.
We're gonna have to do like an investigative journalism kind of a
what
thing.
What is it with you and capes, George?
We are Bob Woodward right now, like diving into like this like Cape Gate or whatever this is.
Ooh, Cape Gate.
Cape Gate. Just that sounds cool too. Damn. Gosh, come on.
All right. So
capes are so cool.
To kind of round this out, because we're coming near the end of this, and I think it's been a fun episode. But I want to ask you, Alex, what was it like really meeting real life Biggs, Garrick Hagan, that time of Celebration, man? What was that like?
So fun. I mean, that's like that's what I tell people. The trick is like you make your favorite character someone that's not Luke, it's not Harrison Ford. Like you walk up and like there might be one other person in line, and then you get to talk to them as long as you want. Like I was just hanging out wearing this exact shirt,
Oh yeah, let's see it. Hold on, let me get the logo taken off. There we go.
Oh my gosh, that's sick.
Telling him like Biggs is genuinely my favorite character, and here's why. And he was like thrilled to hear it.
Awesome,
we talked for a good 10 minutes, got his autograph, and then I had to go get my picture with him like immediately after that. So waited in line, got up to him, and he was like, he remembered my name, which was thrilling.
Oh gosh,
that is sick.
So, yeah, I mean, it went as
surreal.
it went exactly how you would hope meeting someone at a convention would.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. That's so.
Did he call you Hot Shot?
Oh no!
Hey, in 2022,
did he get up on top of his autograph table and jump down really cool? Like
Can
we just recreate the entire deleted scene real quick?
Yeah. Talk to me like I'm Luke Skywalker.
Come on, Hot Shot. There's something to him, man. He's got something to him, and I imagine talking to him in person. I'm sure there was a moment where you were like.
I actually just realized I didn't know that he was on Twitter until the other day, but he followed me.
What? That's sick! Of all people,
I just happened to see that notification. I was like,
that's one of those moments where you're like running to people, right? And like, look, you follow me. Follow me. It's
and like who?
Yeah. Oh, dude, seriously, your YouTube and Twitter career is over. You can quit, right?
And his Twitter handle is @BiggsRed3. Like, come on.
Okay. Pull up that picture of Biggs again. Okay, pull up the picture.
Me? Yeah. Well, I have to get everyone taken off.
You.
I'll get everyone taken off. Yeah. All right. Let me pull off everyone real quick. You can't say anything, Jerry, because you're getting pulled off.
Oh, okay. Come back in. All of us.
Okay. Yep.
Alex. True or false? Or tell me what your Biggs Darklighter, best X-wing pilot helmet of all time.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna go a different direction, but I do love his helmet. I love the checker. Like
it's like so earthly, but yet so like
the yellow black checkerboard. I love that.
So cool.
I don't have any tattoos, but I've always like thrown around the idea of what would I get if I got one, and I might I have considered just a little yellow and black checheckerboard.
That's awesome.
Okay. Celebration 2020. It's 2020.
2022.
Holy crap.
2 years from now.
I'm not gonna cry. That's enough time. Are you gonna get that Biggs tattoo at Celebration?
I might.
Do we start
with Matt Martin?
I kind of want to start something where me and Scotty are gonna get matching Stay Bombad tats.
Nice.
Celebration 2022. I haven't told him yet, but here we are. It's out. Let's just all go slap our money on the table and be like, just put like wherever you want the checkers. I don't know. It's probably like more of a sleeve type of thing. I'm sure it doesn't work as a tramp stamp or a stinker or whatever, so. Please cut.
No, it might. But that brings up one last thing too. When it comes to like, I don't know, that helmet and everything, there is an iconicism to that character, like it's super subtle, it's super niche, but like I feel like anyone that would watch this character would be like, man, he's sick or he's just badass or something.
That one just has I'm just realizing how much that one really does stick out though amongst all of the others. Even Luke, the iconic of iconic, right? But there's just something about the Biggs helmet that is just
amazing.
It's different enough, right? It's just he's the nonconformist.
I think they did make him probably the X-wing pilot that was supposed to stand out the most besides Luke. That was on purpose. And then like all of his scenes got dropped.
Right.
But he does have the coolest helmet.
I'd imagine.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. Love to know where you thought I was going to go to.
Oh, I just thought you were going to like start a debate on who's the best X-wing pilot, period.
Well, clearly it's Biggs, right? No, I'm just kidding. Scotty, what were you going to say? That's a big topic right there.
No, that could be something in the future. But I will say this. I'm surprised you don't have. Do you have a Biggs helmet anywhere?
Yeah, Molly got me one. Yeah, Hold on, whatever. I'll just get up.
you gotta get it.
Hey, we're not formal. We're not formal here. Alex. We aren't Star Wars Explained. We are not.
No.
No.
The Bombadcast.
That's a pretty sick looking belt you got back there.
No, that's from the Schmodown.
Oh, that's the that's the Star
That
Wars.
is the Schmodown belt.
Okay, now can you get that over your headphones?
I actually just figured out if I could or not. It's a tight fit, but I did it.
Don't break it up.
No, I've done it.
Okay.
I know I've done it.
And it's so like proud. Even more like the helmet, right? Because then you got like you can hear it's like, okay, now we got to do a whole thing like Red 5 standing by.
Look how nice Alex looks.
Oh my gosh, that is amazing.
Oh no, Alex, we can't hear your audio. I don't know what happened.
Now.
Oh, there it is.
I was like, can I get this over my head by the time Squadrons comes out so I can play like
Oh man, that is so awesome.
Oh,
it's the coolest, if not one of the coolest. I kind of like Poe Dameron's helmet as well, but that's the new style helmet. I like Biggs is the classic, like classic helmet.
I've got to figure out how to get it on without it being completely cockeyed by the time.
Headphones in first, right? Maybe. I don't know.
What a look. What a stud. So this is a preview of what you're going to get when you watch Alex live stream Squadrons later.
The orange shirt just sets it off. You just find a white vest in your set.
He's going to have his VR goggles on, the headphones, and then the helmets on top of that.
Just like 8 pounds on my head.
Yes. And he's going to...
It's like freaking Ahmed Best on the set of Phantom Menace, like trying to like walk around and say, "We love you, Ahmed. Please come on."
Well, look, Alex, this has been a blast. I'm so glad we can have you on to have this discussion. I would love for you to be able to say Biggs's amazing line at the very end of the movie. Of course, he's Red 3. Am I not mistaken? No, he's Red. Yeah,
are you saying the line right before he dies? What are you trying to do, Scotty? Like.
I can't. What does he say before he dies? He says something. He's
like, shake him.
Can't shake him.
No, he keeps saying wait.
Oh, that's it.
Oh yeah, wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, that's so sad.
So I'll be Red 3. Jerry, you're Red 4, and Alex is going to be Red 5. And then Alex, you can get us a good Stay Bombad.
Whoa.
He's Red 3.
Oh, never mind.
Call signs right. Red 3. Red 5. You can be Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, you can be Red 5.
Okay.
Jerry, you want to be Wedge?
Right. I'll be Wedge.
You can be Red 2.
Some say I am the Wedge of the Bombadcast. It's me.
I've read it all over the forums.
All over my text messages to you.
I'm Wedge. I'm the Wedge
of the Bombadcast. Anyway.
My God.
Wedge. Okay, let's see. Okay, what are we doing? Start it off. Who starts?
Well, I'll let you. So I'm Red. Wait, I'm Red. Who now?
You're Red 5. Jerry, you start. You're Red 2, and I'll go Red 3, and then.
So we're just saying our call sign.
Red 5. Yeah. Standing by.
I thought we were like. Okay. All right. Red 2 standing by.
Red 3 standing by.
Red 5 standing by, and thank you for.
Way to step all over Biggs's line, Luke. I may just be your sidekick, but you need to shut the heck up.
All right, we'll do it again.
Okay. All right. Well, no.
I
see what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I now I got to do an entrance. Red 3 standing. No. Red 2 standing by.
Red 3 standing by.
Red 5 standing by, and you have just heard a wonderful episode of the Bombadcast.
Red Fox standing by.
Red Fox.
Red November standing by.
It's simply Red standing by. Well, I'm so glad we could have you on, Alex. If you don't mind, for the wonderful people at home, please plug your fantastic show and everything else you got going on.
We're on YouTube at Star Wars Explained, Twitter, same thing. Started streaming on Twitch here and there, getting prepared for Star Wars Squadrons to come out in October. My Twitch channel is Alex Damon Live.
Yep. I'm in there frequently. It's a fun chat. I'm not gonna lie. Make sure you get your Alex Damon emotes. But with that being said, thank you so much for coming on the Bombadcast, Alex. And I'm glad you could come in and join the Podathon today. And if you haven't yet, if you like this episode and everything, please donate to tiny.cc/Podathon. It's going to Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's a fantastic thing we've got going on here Beyond the Blast Doors. With all that being said, Alex, can you get us a really good Stay Bombad to close out the show?
Stay Bombad, hotshot.
That was amazing. I almost didn't even want to step on any of that. That was perfect.
That was great. Let me end this.
I also wanted to.
Nobody gets a bomber. I put 50,000 on him to win.
But we didn't talk enough about the raising money for the thing. I was like, don't be like Watto. Don't put all your money on Sebulba.
That was supposed to be Watto.
That was Watto.
Weird.
It's the one that
I was like, I recognize the line, but
comes in this 3-pack. Watto's box, and it sounds like our last episode we discovered it sounds like, or the last one I was on, sounds straight up like he says Savulva. He does not pronounce his B's. So it sounds like he's talking through wax paper or whatever. It's ridiculous.
Look, I'm gonna